What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another video. Oh my goodness. Wow, 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 wow. That is not me trying to imitate your dog. It's just the Lakers escape a nail biter versus the Houston Rockets. Oh, 119 to 117. Shouldn't have been that close. The referees were against us. The Lakers' poor defense was against us. The rotations and spurts in this game were against us, and the Lakers still overcame behind an excellent performance by all of our star players. All of them balled out tonight, and we needed it all because even though it was a sloppy win, everybody showed up as far as Carmelo, LeBron, Russell Westbrook, and AD, and we're really unstoppable no matter what. Even when they're subtracting points from us, we still found a way to win, and that deserves an applause in itself, man, because this was a tough win. Trust me. By the way, man, before I get into all the positive stuff and the excitement, yes, the Lakers have now won 3 in a row since LeBron James came back. So I want to ask all the LeBron haters out there that were calling him washed and trash and saying it wouldn't work between Russ and him. How y'all feeling now, man? Now, I know it's still early and it's a small sample size, but this was a really hard fought win. Let me tell you something. The Lakers did a horrible job in the first half. We allowed this team to get all kinds of confidence. And again, every time AD, by the way, AD didn't, even though he put up big numbers, I would have preferred him. He had a phenomenal third quarter and part of the fourth, but the first half was really soft, man. We still need him to man up. Melo continues his impressive play at Staples Centers, man. And I'm very excited for him. What do you end up with? 16 points on like 6 for 9? Yeah, something like that. Carmelo, no, 15 points. But the unsung hero today, obviously LeBron James was phenomenal. I don't know, the ageless wonder. He continues to shine. He continues to look spectacular. But the one I got to talk about today was Russell Westbrook. He continues to impress me because he's, you know what I'm saying? He's something different, man. Russell Westbrook is somebody who at first looked really uncomfortable and really sloppy, and he has been a lot better as of late. Hey, Dan, that game was way too close. But yes, there were plenty of negatives. We let this team hang around. We played atrocious defense, especially in the first half, giving up 70 points, right? So that's no good, man. Luckily, we cut back a little bit in the second half. I thought when Austin Reaves came in, our defense was excellent, guys. When Austin Reaves came in defensively, and I was mad when he got subbed out because we gained the momentum back with him, Avery Bradley, Russ, and all these guys were out there defensively. Again, anytime DeAndre Jordan is out there, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. We don't rotate properly. It's like there's a statue in the paint, and they know it, and they exploit it. All they do is move the rock around. I got to give credit to the Rockets. They have a bright future, man. This Jalen Green kid, I've been telling y'all about him since he got drafted. He's phenomenal. I think he's going to be one of the best players, if not the best, out of this draft. Dan, do you think? Let me read this one. Dan, do you think Google lost? Frank Vogel lost the locker room because he is an adventure coach and no one seems to play defense. You know what? I'm not sure what's going on there. Defensively, we take vacations for a whole quarter. So yeah, I'm not happy with that at all. Normally you'd see me a lot more excited for a win like this, especially a close one like this. I am happy that they fought back and came back down that 10-point deficit in the third, but I'm not happy that we even allowed this team to have life. And at times we look really weak out there defensively. Like guys, even LeBron at times wasn't trying. We'd allow that Sangoon kid to get right to the basket and finish. I was like, what are we doing? Well, the Lakers are a very lazy basketball team. I'll say this about us. And we're a good team, but we're not a great team yet. We'll become great when we learn to play with full effort for 48 minutes. As far as Frank Vogel losing the locker room, I'm not sure if he's had any of these locker rooms, not even the championship team, even though they respected him that year a little bit more. But I think the superstars are carrying right now. I think they're the ones doing most of the coaching. Sometimes I was talking to my little nephew, and he was saying how he's been watching the NBA and other teams seem to run offensive plays and we don't. And he's right. I agree with him. Sometimes we get really stagnant and we freeze up, and we go like a whole 3 to 4 minutes without a bucket. And this is where Melo has been a godsend because we plug him in an instant offense, man. He can post you up. He can pull up. He's doing all kinds of amazing things. Detail, if we will lose to teams like the Heat, I agree. If we don't get this right, Other teams will feast on us. Matter of fact, we play Portland this weekend. That's definitely a game to circle in your calendar because even though they've been struggling early in the season, there's somebody that those two guards just end up killing us. If Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. killed us, imagine what McCollum and Damian Lillard will do. So, the Lakers are just playing inconsistent brand of basketball right now, and the one thing about us is we need to get more consistent. I've been telling you guys since preseason, we tend to play a good quarter, then we take a half of a quarter off or a full quarter. Then we play another good quarter, then we take a half of the quarter off. Can't do that, man. Cannot do that at all. What happened to Dwight? He's been injured. He's been nursing an injury. We've been plagued with injuries this year. My thing is, I'm stressed out because every time LeBron or AD, they go down, I feel like it's an injury waiting to happen. I'm very nervous, man. AD looks like Bambi, like the adult version of Bambi. He's just so flimsy, man. He was out here doing twister, falling on, using his back to catch himself. If not, he would have twisted his ankle. I'm like, is there any way we could play smarter, safer? I don't know. But this team is very adventurous. We don't know what version of them we're going to get night in and night out. Or dare I say, every 5 minutes, we might get the Showtime version when we're running up and down, doing amazing things. LeBron's dunking on people. Russell Westbrook and him seem to have found really nice chemistry. And I'm excited about that. They're finally, check this out. This is the positives, okay? I don't want to be all negative here. A win is a win. But we shouldn't let the Houston Rockets hang around. We can't play with our footer. It's going to come back to bite us, just like when we face the Thunder, who we face on Thursday, by the way. But check this out. Here's the thing, okay? These are the positives. Anthony Davis, 27, 9, and 3. Those numbers need to go up because he gets a lot more wide open shots. He's not knocking down the 3 or the mid-range. I'm a little bit concerned about the jumper. He should have had 40 tonight. Russell Westbrook, 27, 7, and 9 rebounds. He only had like 4 turnovers. That's great. Keep it under 5. I'm happy. He was phenomenal. We don't win this game without his jolt to the rim and making some of those plays. LeBron was the best, man. 30 and 10 with 4 rebounds. He's, again, the ageless wonder. This man, William Bloxon said AD is a spider. For reals, he's so flimsy. I've never seen a big man look so much like a deer in the headlights night in and night out. And I'd be scared for his health. I'm petrified every time he hits the court. I'm scared that could be a season-ending injury every time, man. My heart, But again, credit to the Rockets. They're a young, up-and-coming team, but they have a lot of young talent. I mean, Kevin Martin Jr.'s son looked nice tonight. And Jalen Green, man, 2 back-to-back threes. The kid has some cojones. But I do want to talk about that official's call that erased 2 free throws when nobody challenged the play. Like, who's paying attention to that shit? That's how you know somebody's calling from the top and saying crazy stuff, man. I'm just like, listen, that is the craziest call I have ever seen ever in my life. Who does that? Who erases 2 free throws from the previous play when nobody even challenged anything? Like, who? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you see the bias against our team every night? I will never understand why these officials make ridiculous call after ridiculous call. By the way, when Russell Westbrook got blocked and they didn't call it a foul, which I agree it wasn't a foul, they deflected the ball out of bounds, so that should have been ball out of bounds Lakers, no free throws. But somehow, every time we lose a challenge, it ends up being a jump ball. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. But he said DJ did good tonight. No, we weren't watching the same game. DeAndre Jordan, every time he comes on the floor, he's like, you guys ever seen the gargoyles? How they turn into stone? That's how he is. You put him in a pick and roll, and you're going to get exposed. Did you see when Sengun just walked past him? We're talking about a rookie. You can't let a rookie just walk past you to the rim in a close game. Can't do that, man. You can't do that. Chris Ball is mad his favorite team lost. The Rockets are trash, man. They got a bright future with Jalen Green, but you guys are trash, man. Y'all been trash since James Harden. I don't want to hear that. But he said DJ sucks on defense. He sucks on defense. He'll catch a couple of lobs and give you a couple of effort plays on the offensive end, but defensively, he's so pedestrian. Sometimes it's like he's not even on the court. It's like we're playing 5-on-4, and we can't have that. On the other half, Austin Reaves. Gotta talk about Austin Reaves. Everybody's raving about him. Los Angeles is buzzing about Austin Reaves because this man does not look like a rookie. By the way, he was undrafted. He's still only 22 years old. I think we got the best defender in the draft, and he wasn't even drafted, guys. Undrafted gem. Thanks, Vincent. Appreciate you, bro. He said last game when Vogel went inside to the locker room, LeBron James, AD, and Rondo are discussing the adjustments. That's what I'm saying. I feel like Frank Vogel is looking really suspect right now, and for a lot of reasons. For one, Austin Reaves was actually clamping up Jalen Green. If you guys go back and watch this game, pay close attention to Austin Reaves only. He has elite level defense for a rookie. I'm like blown away. I'm blown away, man. Wow. Like anytime he's out there, good things happen. Matter of fact, most of the runs we've done this season, Austin Reaves has been on the floor. Even the way he reads the passing lanes. Did you see when Anthony Davis, again, looking like Bambi all flimsy, falling all over the place? He gets a block, an amazing block, grabs the rebound, and then he throws it to the opposition because he can never have his balance. He looks like a newborn baby, just fresh out the womb, can't walk yet. It's all bad. I hate it when he does that, but I mean, he at least gave us the effort. And then he turned the ball over, and then Austin Reaves ran all the way back, full length of the court, plays a passing lane, gets his steal, and gets the foul under control. For a rookie, that's really impressive, man. I look at the little things. And sure, he didn't knock down shots today, but he cut really well without the basketball, got himself a couple of layups, and he has great chemistry with LeBron James out there. For those reasons, I think he's better than Bazemore. Even though Bazemore plays good in spurts, but he also makes a ton of boneheaded plays. For example, blowing layups constantly. You know what I'm saying? Overshooting the basketball and just like over gambling on the defense at times. Giving up wide open layups coming down the other end. Austin Reaves is very disciplined. I know I'm gushing about the kid, but he's been nothing short of spectacular. And who knew that this early in the season he would be such an important part of our rotation, man? Austin Reaves is an elite part of this rotation, and he's truly earned his stripes. Now, it's going to be interesting when THC comes back because I think THC starter material. But if not, he's going to get heavy minutes off the bench. And you definitely don't want to kill Carmelo Anthony's flow. So what I would do if I'm Frank Vogel, I'll move Kent Bazemore to the bench and I'm starting THC, if not Austin Reaves. Why? Because THC is a very good slasher. And he's somebody who can cut without the basketball, somebody who can now knock down threes. And he's also a very good defender. People forget how good he uses that wingspan, that reach. He can block shots, get rebounds for us. He will definitely help LeBron, Russ in the starting lineup. And people might say, oh, the spacing is not going to be good. But Kent Bazemore's hit or miss with the threes. Sometimes he knocks them down from the corner, and sometimes he airballs. We can get the same production, if not better, from THT, in my opinion. So for the reason of not messing up Carmelo Anthony's flow off the bench, who, by the way, has been our main go-to guy off the bench. He's a big part of the Big Four when we play here at Staples. I would start THT and bring Kent Bazemore off the bench and just have Kent Bazemore play strictly D and keep feeding Carmelo off the bench. But yeah, I like what THT would bring to the starting lineup. I think him alongside Westbrook running fast breaks is going to be nasty. You have another transition option there. He could also spot up, hit shots. And then, again, he's a slasher. All right, we've been selling for too many threes. Not THT. He will get to his spots and get to the basket. It'll be a handful to have, I think, Russ and THT in the backcourt along with LeBron, AD, and I would say Bradley. Bradley was good out there. I see scary potential in this Lakers team, Dan. I do too. My only problem is they're not playing consistently enough for me to say, yes, this is the next championship favorite right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I in my mind, I perceive them to be further along to start the season than they are right now. But that's okay. All right, we're going through the growing pains right now. The turnovers are still ridiculous. We're getting a little bit better in that department, especially Russell Westbrook. So major kudos to him. But as far as everything else, man, we need a lot of improvement. We are taking our foot off the gas. We're letting lesser teams think they can come in here and beat us, just like the Thunder did, even though it was on the road for the Thunder. But still, you were up 26. Now, we play them Thursday. We better show up, man, and we better send a message because they were even dunking on us when they had the game secured. So this better be a statement game. Chris says, DTLF, you're 100% right about DJ. Preach, brother. He said, I hate to say it, but AD needs to post up a lot more. Baze needs to sit. I see why the Warriors let him walk. Bazemore is good in spurts. I just don't see him as starting material right now because he's so inconsistent, and we cannot have him missing layups. I'm sure THC would be flushing those down with emphasis. So for those reasons, we need him. I think off the bench, he'd be a lot more better, especially because we have plenty of scoring options off the bench already. Let's not forget, we're getting Kendrick Nunn back. This guy's another great on-ball guy who can easily start as well. But you don't want to have too many ball handlers in the starting lineup. So for those reasons, I think bring him off the bench along with Melo. I think Kendrick Nunn will be a primary playmaker, secondary scorer. So if Melo doesn't have it going, you got Kendrick Nunn slashing and coming off a screen shooting threes. We got so many options. Let's not forget Trevor Ariza and Wayne Ellington are yet to grace the court. So this team is still only, and I say it every game, but we're still only scratching the surface. When I feel like we're breaking through, I'm going to let you guys know. We broke through now. We're not longer scratching the surface. Now we're breaking through. Rio says, thank you, Dan. Bazemore is a liability, and so is Monk. I love Monk. Y'all know how I feel about Monk now. He's not shooting as good as when he started the season, but he's going to go through stretches like that because his role's changing as the rotations change. However, defensively, I'm not in love with Monk, especially since Austin Reaves is doing what he's doing, and since THT has so much more potential. I'm not disappointed with Monk, though. He's been big time for us to start games. He hit some big time shots, including San Antonio. But it's like they're taking turns off the bench. Right now, Melo has it going. Maybe Monk will step up for us on the bench. Not disappointed with Monk. Just defensively, he's not starting material yet. It showed when he started that one game. So for those reasons, I like him off the bench. But like I said, we got plenty of options to start. I mean, Avery Bradley has been great. Defensively, offensively, not so much. We want to find a good balance, and I think THC will bring that. He'll bring that balance to the force, and that's what I want to see. My boy Vincent, appreciate you, man. He said, I'm worried if we're at full strength because Vogel might not be up to the task with the rotations. That is a worry. That is worrisome, but the flip side of that is he's already kind of butchering the rotations, giving DJ crucial clutch minutes down the stretch, right? So that is an issue. However, the good news is that when these guys return, I think we'll see a lot less of DJ and more of guys like Trevor, guys like THT, guys like Wayne, because we have other options. And I still believe we can use another stretch big out there because DeAndre hasn't been cutting it, neither starting or coming off the bench, either or. Hey, what's up, Leon? How you doing, bro? He said LeBron was dunking everything. LeBron, did you guys see that thunderous slam in transition when he just bullied somebody? I forgot who it was under the rim and just jammed it. I was like, oh my God, angry LeBron is GOAT LeBron. We need to see more angry LeBron more often because when this team is playing like crap, and tonight we play like crap for stretches, that's going to piss off any great player. When Kobe's teammates used to play like crap, he'd be pissed off and destroy and carry the team. Tonight, LeBron carried for a lot of stretches, man. A lot of stretches. He said Monk's shooting has been disappointing in these last 3 games. But that's okay. Players are going to go through slumps. I'm still 100% behind Monk. I absolutely love what he brings to the table. It's just, let me tell you this. The NBA is an elite league. And so if you're doing good to start, teams do their scouting report on you. And the great players, they adjust to it. The average players or above average players, it takes them a little bit. But I believe Monk will be just fine. He's going to be a huge part of this rotation. I'm telling you, man. I've seen him have huge games for his former team. So I'm looking forward to it. He said, yo, Dan, Caruso would have been great. Yeah, man, Caruso's great, but I don't miss him. Let me tell you why, because Austin Reaves is filled right in. And I actually think Austin Reaves has a higher ceiling than Caruso. I think this is as good as Caruso will get. Austin Reaves is going to be a different type of, 3-and-D guy, like a different type. And I'm telling you, he's playing elite defense. I think I didn't want to say this, but I think he's our best defender on the team. I'm telling you right now. Every time the kid comes into the game, we start making our runs. The IQ just gets better. Defensive effort gets better. It's almost like they feed off of his efforts and his talent, and they get encouraged by seeing that. And they're probably thinking, yo, if a rookie can play like this, we got to step it up. As soon as he came in the game, we caught up. We were down 8, I think, when he came into the ball game. I realized it, man. And even though it didn't show tonight, he's a knockdown shooter. All right. Now he had an off night shooting. It's the NBA. It'll happen. But I absolutely like what the kid brings. And his defense, man. His defense is phenomenal. K Buzzy doesn't agree, but that's okay. Did you watch the game? Bro? Austin Reaves spearheaded the defense to come back. For reals. He says, slow down, Dan. Reaves was only a +2 for the game in 21 minutes. That's still really good in a game where there was no defense. Think about it. That plus two, but how was everybody else doing defensively? They were getting cooked, not Reaves. If you notice, Jalen Green didn't go off when he was in the game. You got to pay close attention to detail, not just look at the numbers. Pay close attention to detail. Reaves was phenomenal tonight, man. He looks elite, and he's only a rookie. He's only 22. He's going to get better. He's learning the game. Going to be much better, man. Watch. And y'all never believe me when I talk about these young players, but as soon as they hit their stride, y'all get mad when I rub it in your face. I'm telling you, get on the Reaves train right now. I called this in Summer League. I said, this kid's going to be good. Now look at him. And we'll just wait. Give him like a month or two more to get his feet truly wet in the NBA. You're going to start seeing a different side of him. He said Austin Reaves is going to be a better Danny Green. I don't see it. I don't see that comparison, but we'll see. Right now, I'm just saying he's going to be good. That's all I'm saying. And he's already a huge part of this this franchise moving forward already. I promise you, trade deadline comes, he's going to be involved in a bunch of rumors because teams are looking at him already. Promise you that. High Velocity, appreciate you, bro. He said, we missed Dwight Howard, Dan. We absolutely did. We do miss his inside paint protection for sure. For sure. He said, you're right. Green was not scoring good in the third quarter when Reaves was clamping him. He was. He makes you know what impresses me the most is that these guys, they're great ball handlers. Jalen Green is one of the better ball handlers in the draft. And he's going to be elite in this league. Trust me. Those leagues, those 2 3-point shots he made to try to catch them up, those weren't an accident. He didn't sneeze those in. He's that good and he's fearless. Even though he turned the ball over and made some rookie mistakes this game, he made up for it with those 2 huge shots. Those are like stone cold on the road shots when the crowd is chanting against you. Those aren't easy to hit, man. Hoopers know what's up. So Jalen Green has a bright future. I told you guys since he got drafted. He's my favorite rookie in this draft, even more than Cade Cunningham. As much as I like Cade, I way more prefer Jalen. Now, he made some mistakes. There were times when LeBron, took a couple of charges. He didn't learn from that. He didn't change directions or do something different, So there's little things he still needs to improve on. But the fact that Austin Reaves was able to clamp up an elite player like that, now maybe not for the full game. Maybe if you would have left Austin Reaves out there for the full game, he would have got exposed on a couple of plays. But no defender can lock up for the full game, especially when you're young. You know what I'm saying? But if they do it in spurts and take him out of rhythm, you've done your job. And that's what Austin Reaves did. My boy said, I live on the East Coast and LA is always in it from one sport to the next. That's why we're blessed. We are blessed, especially us LA natives. We're blessed, man. We got the best sport franchises that truly care about winning out here. Because some just want to sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? Sell tickets. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. He said, Dan, hi. Oh my God, I'm so happy. My first night shift and the Lakers win. Yay. Your first night shift, bro? You got to see the game? That's what's up, man. Congrats. It's a good show, brother. Really sloppy at the end. He said, got to step up on D for the whole game. Yeah, the Lakers have not gave full effort for 48 minutes yet, or even 36. They've been giving like 24-minute effort a game. And that's been enough to win some nights, but when you play the elite teams, that's not going to be enough. They're going to run us out the gym if we continue with this effort. We gotta learn how to, how to keep the momentum building when you get a lead and don't let up. We haven't done that. And actually play defense, man. Stop taking so many breaks. My boy said, AD is so flimsy when he falls. I hold my breath every time. Not a good game, but we will get better. I agree, Johnny. Yeah, like I said, I call him Bambi because y'all remember Bambi when in the cartoon when he was first born, he could barely walk and his legs were like all over the place. That's what he reminds me of every time I see him play. He's so skilled. He's phenomenal. But, man, even when he does a drop step, he be stepping on people's toes and, bro, he's like an accident waiting to happen. I don't think I've ever seen such a clumsy superstar. It's been a long time. Do you guys remember a clumsier superstar than AD? Because I do not. And I love the boy, but I got to keep it real, man. He's super clumsy. I hear playing Twister and shit off of a rebound. I'm like, God, come on, brother. Very concerned about AD's landings and durability. Yeah, man. He's like an accident waiting to happen, man. Knock on wood, but that cannot happen, bro. That cannot happen. Like all the awkward landings and stuff. His effort is great at times, but sometimes he takes possessions off and then boom, he explodes. Did you guys see that block, by the way, in the fourth? He touched the sky on that one, man. He was like Kanye West. He touched the sky. It was beautiful. But again, in spurts. He said Green was conditioned when Reaves guarded him, and we're on momentum. If HBK is on the court, we slow down when DJ comes in. Absolutely, Vincent. That's what I'm saying. Like it's night and day. It is night and day, man. When both of those players are on the court, I need to see more HBK though, for real. He said, Dan, we are 5-1 in our last 6 games. If we don't lose to OKC, we are 6-2. Plus, with all the injuries, not too bad when you think about it. Well, I'm not satisfied because we lost already a couple of games that we should have won. Okay, well, like we shouldn't have lost those games. So we really should be undefeated. But the Lakers, you know, what I'm saying 5-3 is nice. It's definitely nice. But imagine 8-0. That's the talent we have. Even through the injuries, we have the talent to be 5-0. Do you see what Carmelo Anthony's doing? And now Russell Westbrook and AD and everybody's joining the party, man. If we play like this, we have a big four. But the role players, DJ got to be better. Malik Monk has to be better. And when the other guys come back, they're gonna have to contribute and find their role. So I'm still concerned because we've lost games like to the Thunder. Had we not lost to the Thunder and the Warriors, I think we should have won that one too. We were up most of the game and then we gave up, man. We gave up in the fourth. So again, playing in spurts, that's not good. The positives, they're looking better as a unit. Remember, people were saying, I haven't heard one comment. I have not heard one whole comment about how the Lakers aren't, gelling and Russell Westbrook doesn't fit and we should trade him. Been a while, right? It's been a couple games. Why? Because now Russ is producing and he's doing it without turning the ball so much over, right? The last bad game he had was versus his Thunder, and I feel like he learned from it. So that's a good thing. 27 points, 7 assists, 9 rebounds, only 4 turnovers with all that production. I'll take it. AD 27, 30 from LeBron, 15 from Melo. That's huge. That's going to be hard to beat on any given night. Now imagine how we played defense, any sort of defense, consistently. Then we would have whooped in this game. So it is unfortunate that we're still barely winning these games versus these bummy franchises. But on the bright side, we are getting better. Our stars are getting better. Our role players were carrying us early in the season, and our stars weren't playing good. Now, some role players are playing good. Shout out Carmelo. And our stars are playing good. So we're starting to win these games. Imagine when everybody's on the same page. Going to be so much different. Haynes Legacy, appreciate you, man. Thanks for the donation, brother. He said the pick and roll D needs a lot of work communication-wise. I agree. We've been getting cooked on pick and roll since preseason. Remember? We talked about it. And I feel like the game plan is just set any sort of screen and then rotate the ball, move it around, and you're eventually going to get an open shot because these guys are old. And that's true when DJ's on the court. However, we've done a much better job of rotating when AD's at the 5 and Austin Reaves is out there as well with a combination of good defensive players like Bradley. I think Coach did discover something there. And I will give Coach credit. He gave HBK some crucial minutes tonight that really helped us out on defense. I'm telling you. But I would have wished he would have let him finish the game. That's the only thing I still complain about because I thought he was the best off the bench. Better than Malik Monk. Matter of fact, he was better than a lot of the starting guards. I think he was better than Bradley defensively tonight. And he was definitely better than Kent Bazemore. He said, a healthy Nunn and Ariza will eat into HBK's minutes. He said, going to be interesting to see how Vogel manages these minutes. I think they should eat into Kent Bazemore's minutes. I think he's been less than impressive and very clumsy. So I think that makes it easier to subtract him by adding those other 2 guys. And also, it should eat into DeAndre Jordan's minutes, where when Dwight comes back and we're playing more AD at the 5, Dwight then becomes a primary backup center. Another center would be nice, yes, but I don't see it happening right now. He said, Dan, can you imagine if the roster was complete with the stars playing great? This team will be ready. I do agree with that, man. We have more than enough here. People wanted trades. I said, no, it's all in here. They just got to figure it out. It's like a puzzle. You get it all scrambled up. You got to put it together, man. That's all. Hey, what up, Marcus? What's up, bro? Is a Monk don't have basketball IQ? He's not that good as offense, but terrible with defense. Nah, bro. Nah. If you watch the early basketball games, he was doing just fine. He's just in a little minor slump. Watch next game. He's going to have a good game. I'm not worried about Malik Monk. I've watched him play his whole career. And remember, it's hard for players. Kuzma struggled here as well to adjust when your roles are getting changed. There was a game or two where him and Rondo didn't see the court. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be games like that. You have to sacrifice, but we hope for the best when we plug these players in. Trust me, he'll be fine. He has a nice jump shot. He can create. He can do some things. Just had a bad game. That's okay. He'll bounce back. He said, "How was your day?" It was good, Andres. Thank you, bro. Thanks for asking, brother. Um, Myers Leonard. I don't think he has a basketball future, man. It's once you insult, it's one thing to be racist and it's another thing to say a joke. But once you insult the race of your NBA owners, their ego really flares up. I only wish they were that sensitive towards other people's feelings. But yes, their egos really flare up, and I doubt he probably made a couple of calls and said nobody picked this guy up. But I feel like okay, he says something. He says something that was immature and a bit racist, but I've heard worse said from actual people of power and position, and they get away with it. So I just don't think it's fair when obviously they feel insulted and now they got to chop the head off. But how come when they do the insulting, everything is swept under the rug? That's the problem. I feel like there should be equality on both ends of the spectrum, right? If they get second chances, so should the players. Yes, Meyer Leonard says something dumb, but that shouldn't cut his career short. They should just force him to apologize publicly, and he never does it again. If he does, then okay, then everything's good. But yeah, he shouldn't have said that. That was dumb as hell. Do I accept Dodge? Are you talking about Dogecoin? Yeah, man. Hit me up on my anything you guys want to donate. My Cash App's right below, man. I accept anything you guys want to give. Truly helps the channel grow. So I do appreciate it, man. And all the donations in here as well. Dope, man. With Harden and Kyrie going through stuff, it looks like Brooklyn won't even make the finals. All we need to do is get to the finals, and we'll be able to handle business. I like our chances. Well, it's not going to be that simple, PJ, because that Eastern Conference is looking really tough. I'm telling you that right now. Matter of fact, those Miami Heat, as I said preseason, I think I said it on an interview I did. That I think Miami is one of the most dangerous teams, along with Milwaukee, even though Milwaukee's struggling. So it's not how you start the season; it's how you end it. And Brooklyn still has a chance to make a trade and shake things up. I don't think they're going to sit on their hands and waste Kevin Durant's prime. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised if they pull something out of there. You know what? So don't count your blessings just yet. All the Lakers need to do is worry about ourselves. Stay within house and just focus on our mistakes and just buffer out the little, blemishes. That's all they got to do. The Ellington will not get minutes. Ellington will not get more minutes than Nunn. Nunn's defense is so much better than Ellington. And I think people, you know what, Kevin, you're absolutely right. And I think people are underestimating that acquisition. This is a guy who can go off for 30 as well on any given night. He's a guy who can come off the bench just like Melo and Spark. So it's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic works and how they spread, those shots off the bench. I'm very curious. Very, very curious. And I'm looking forward to it. My boy said Lakers should have gotten James Ennis instead of Kent Bazemore. Dude is trash. Now, I won't go as far as to calling Kent Bazemore trash. He's given us some valuable minutes and some very good possessions on the defensive end. And sometimes, he'll get a little head of steam and finish his layups. I hate it when he blows the layups, but he's been decent. He's been serviceable, especially due to all the injuries. However, once those guys do come back, I expect his minutes to start diminishing little by little. I would. If I was coach, I'd start subtracting minutes. The dumber he plays and the more mistakes he makes, the more I take away minutes from him. That's just the way I would coach. My boy William said, we got nothing drawn up, Dan, but pick and roll. That is true. On the offensive end, we look really stagnant, and we rely a lot on our offensive skill set from our superstars, especially, to bail us out a lot of the times. And that worries me because I really thought when Fizdale came through, we're going to be running some different types of sets and stuff. And we really, I don't see a lot of half-court offense. If it ain't in transition and it ain't a superstar coming down, setting a screen and doing a little shimmy shake, trying to get to the rim, I don't know what it is, right? So I would like to see more plays run. Other teams get easy offense. Houston got some easy offense tonight. They were getting some wide open buckets. So our defense and our offense needs work still, yes. But it is promising to see our superstars putting up big numbers all together at once. That makes it really hard to beat, even in an atrocious defensive effort like tonight, where for the most part, I'd say 75% of the game, we didn't really play defense. And then we're so good that when we try that next 25% of the game, we win the game. But that is both a blessing and a curse. Curse because they develop some horrible habits, and it's a blessing because we're able to make these. I was telling my nephew, we're talking on the phone while watching the game at the same time. I was like, watch, the Lakers are going to make a run right here pretty soon. They always play in spurts, and sure enough, HBK came in the game, we made the run, and we won. So I'm happy about that because I would have been really tight. I would have been really upset if we lose this game. Antonio, appreciate you, bro. He said AD needs to lose weight. He's almost injured 2 times. You know what? I'm glad you said it, man. I don't want to get butchered about this, but I don't like fat AD. I like mobile AD better. I'm gonna call him fat AD because this muscle, it shows sometimes, like when he tries to punish people. But I prefer the lean, thinner AD because he's able to move around better and finish better. I agree with you on that. So I don't know what's more dangerous though. If he keeps on the muscle, is he more liable to get hurt, or as he takes it off, is he more flimsy and he's more? I don't know. So, but I do agree with you, man. I like Bubble AD the best, which was the most mobile, lean version of himself. I think he needs to lose a little bit of weight at least, or muscle, or whatever you want to say, man. He said those endings are always way too close. Absolutely, that's what we call a Hollywood ending, man. That's what we call a Hollywood ending. He said Lakers can still get James Ennis. I let Kent Bazemore go. I like Kent Bazemore, but not as a starter. I never even thought he would start this year. Some people called it out, but I was like, we got other options. But I didn't expect all these injuries either. So he said AD will probably lose a little as the season goes on. That is true too. They started getting into basketball shape. They look better. He already looks better than when we started the season, man. When we started the season, he was like a slug out there, man. Totally agree, Dan. The offense really needs more cutting and off-ball movement. Absolutely. A lot of ball watching going on, and like you said, not a lot ball movement. So, Dan, why is it that we don't have an inside-out game, especially with all the skilled bigs that we have? You know what, man? I don't know. That's something we got to ask the coach because, again, I think we got outscored in the paint. Let me go look at the stats. Looks like, okay, let's see. In the paint. Points in the paint. No, actually, we won tonight. Thank God, 72-60. But most nights we've been getting outscored in the paint. And you're right. We can't have that. With all the talent we have, that does not make me happy, man. He said, facts. AD needs to live in the paint and dominate. His jumper just hasn't looked good for whatever reason this season. And normally he's wet from three and from mid-range. But tonight and this season, he hasn't been consistent from out there. So, yes, park your fat ass in the paint and do damage like he did tonight. I'd love that. Dan, do you think the Lakers should have took preseason more serious? Well, unfortunately, they're going to say no because of all the injuries we had anyways, even though we didn't take it serious, supposedly. But yes, I always say you got to practice your habits even from, we're talking about practice, AI style. But yeah, we need especially when you have a new team, you have to iron out all the little kinks for sure. Dan, I was at the game today and seeing LeBron do that one-handed dunk was amazing, he said, but the defense looks bad. I'm glad you got to see a good game, Gus. That's what's up, bro. But yeah, I mean, defense definitely needs a lot of work. Offense needs some work too. Luckily, we're blessed with star power, and that's going to carry us through some nights. But we need to be a lot more sharp on the offensive and especially the defensive end. Frank Vogel, come on, man. What are you doing? You're leaving DeAndre Jordan out there too long. I get it. He sticks to his minute restrictions, but sometimes you got to cut into those to win the game. I was really concerned when I didn't see Anthony Davis start in the second half. I was like, what? I was like, is he injured? Is it serious? Luckily, he taped up those ankles right back in the game. But still, man, DeAndre Jordan is a liability, both starting and off the bench. So it's going to be interesting to see how his role develops as the season progresses. Is he going to end up, riding the pine like JaVale McGee in the playoff bubble season? Or is he going to, finish out the season starting or getting major minutes off the bench? I don't know. But look, the bright side, and I think the best part of tonight was that our big four, as I like to call them, big four now with Carmelo there, all went off. And we needed them all to go off. If not, we lose this game. Because let me tell you something, the Rockets went off as well. Jalen Green looked phenomenal. Kevin Porter Jr., even Kenyon Martin's son, Kevin Martin Jr. went off. And especially Christian Wood. I was upset the first half because Christian Wood was destroying AD. But in the second half, AD redeemed himself. So I was happy about that. You can never have somebody like Christian Wood, as skilled as he is, and he's on a rebuilding team. If you're Anthony Davis, you have that championship goal, and you're gonna have the heart of a champion. You gotta make sure that, especially guys like Christian Wood who are rebuilding, don't outplay you. You might get outplayed here and there one night, maybe somebody like Jokic or somebody like that. It was just still not happy about, but at least those are actual teams that are playing on playoff teams, right? Sup, DTLF? He said, LeBron played well, bro. Glad you guys got the win. I thought y'all should have spanked these Rockets, but a win is a win. That's the NBA, bro, and I appreciate you, but that's the NBA. Sometimes you think you're gonna spank a team, and then they catch you by surprise. Here's the thing: when you play these series, right? When you play one game one day and then the same team the next, like these baseball style series, is that they get to game plan for you right away. They don't even have to look like at 2-3 weeks ago when you last faced the team. Immediately they make the adjustment. So I noticed the Rockets pushed the pace a little more tonight. They didn't let our defense set up, and they really attacked us in the paint. And then they went, like some of you guys call it, inside out. So they mixed it up, and when DeAndre Jordan was out there, we got cooked. Sometimes even when AD was out there, we got cooked. But at the end of the day, we got the win, and that's what matters. HBK cut to the basket early in the first quarter was beautiful. He said all our players need to do that. We need to improve our motion offense with better pick and backdoor cuts. Absolutely, Mr. Garcia. Absolutely. And again, I'm glad my nephew dissected this, because I was thinking the same thing the other day. Other offenses they're so fluid within their offensive schemes. We need to do the same thing. We can't just throw the ball down to LeBron and go get you a bucket. Fourth quarter, that's fine, because that's what he does. He is King James for a reason. We are all witnesses. But throughout the course of the game, it gets tired and it gets old, and teams figure out what you're doing. They get to stop. Now they're out in transition, trying to outrun and outgun us. He says, still disappointed we made no moves for Alonzo in the offseason. I'm not disappointed, man, because I think Russell Westbrook has done his job, okay? I think these last 3 games or so, he's been phenomenal, and he's only going to get better. There was a play where he almost did a putback dunk. Now, people are going to critique him because they're saying you should have got the rebound and dribbled out the clock, but I want him to be aggressive like that. He's electrifying. He's an electrifying superstar or all-star player, whatever you want to call him. But we need that mentality, that relentlessness. And tonight I saw it in him. I saw when he was attacking the rim, he had a nice little teardrop floater, finger roll. I was like, wow, okay, this is Russell Westbrook at his best. And when he takes care of the ball, he's everything, man. The only version of him I don't like is a knuckleheaded version. There's sometimes he gets into the paint, and instead of trying to lay the ball in, he like contorts his body with the back to the basket and tries to kick it out. And the defenders always read that, and they jump the passing lane, get the steal. I don't like it when he does that. If you're going to attack that aggressively, don't have a pass premeditated in your head. Either finish the play. I prefer him to get blocked than to turn the ball over. Now they got full momentum going the other way. Finish the play if you're attacking that hard, or unless you see somebody open up in the corner, or under the basket like he did to DJ a couple of times, then I'm cool with that. But his IQ just needs to improve little by little, and he's been getting a lot better, man. I'm so much happier with this version of Russell Westbrook than when we first started the season, right? When people were saying to trade him. I knew he would get better. He's only going to get better too. He said, I'm just happy the haters are silent now. For reals, where's everybody that was saying trade Westbrook, man? I don't hear that no more. And I love it. I love it because they love to talk their smack and they can't just stay patient and quiet. So, but I like how they're forced to be quiet when Russell Westbrook plays good and we get the dub. So I like that. We're now the 3rd seed in the West. Yes, as we should be, man. Again, the schedule actually started off pretty easy for us. It's going to get a lot harder. This is why I want the Lakers to iron out the little kinks before we get into like December and we start facing really good teams. Okay, because I'm telling you, man, this is a good little stretch for us where we got a lot of home games and we're playing a lot of teams in the 500. Again, on Thursday, we play the Thunder. That's a must win. Every time we face a team like the Rockets and the Thunders, who are clearly rebuilding, must win games for a championship contender. He said Westbrook's coming around. He shot like 50%, 7 for 8 from free throws, and only 3 turnovers, hustled on defense. That's what we need. That's what we need. That Russell Westbrook. And I knew he was capable, guys. I've seen his whole career. That's why I was happy when we acquired him. Trust me, he's 10 times better than Dennis Schroeder. Trust me, Schroeder wasn't doing none of this. Schroeder had like probably, I could count like 6-7 games that were good for him the whole season. And after that, everybody started moping and complaining about him. Till today, ex-Lakers don't like him for a reason, right? So I'm really happy, man. He said that's the guy the haters were worried about was Russ. Oh, well, now they can enjoy it because he's playing good basketball. You know, he's being aggressive when he needs to, and he's playmaking when he needs to. So that's really, really good. Really, really good. He said 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. I mean, we can keep multiplying Kevin Kane, but the bottom line is you get my point. My point is that, Russell Westbrook is he's heaven sent compared to the little gremlin that was Dennis Schroeder. Dan, do you see how Kobe's family is going to get $400 million from the sale of body armor to Coca-Cola? Very happy, man. That's why Kobe was the GOAT, man. He wasn't looking at moves one step ahead. He was, 10 steps ahead of everybody. And he saw the potential in body armor. He always did. I remember when he first purchased stake into that company, how he would, I think he even did a commercial. I'm not sure. But I remember how he was gushing about this new product. And I'm a big fan of body armor. I drink it all the time, man. I love it. That fruit punch flavor, awesome. So I'm happy, even after death, God rest his soul, he's still taking care of his family. So that's how you know he's a guardian angel up above, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy inspirational. Dan, who will you want to get from the buyout market? Well, it depends if we have a roster spot. As of right now, we're filled up. I believe after Avery Bradley, we don't have a spot. But we don't. That's not even a conversation to have because buyout market doesn't have any names on it right now. Nobody knows who's getting bought out. So yeah, there's no point. He said Vanessa Bryant also won her settlement against the LA Police Department. She deserves that, man. That they were out of line for that, for sure. He said, Dennis, who? Dan, we're lucky we dodged the bullet. For sure. Hey, imagine had Dennis Schroeder signed that 84 mil. We'd be stuck with him. And imagine trying to explore the trade market for value for this kid who nobody wanted in free agency after the bagels he put up in the playoffs. I think he put up more games than one where he was in single digits and one was a bagel. So, wow. He said, congrats, team Lakers from the Philippines. That's what's up, man. Shout out to the Philippines. We can only cut Bradley, so it's over for a buyout market. Who knows, man? Maybe DeAndre Jordan can get traded away for some cash considerations or something, maybe a second-round pick. You never know. Rob Pelinka is a shark. If he wants somebody, he'll find a way. I'm not concerned about that. But, again, I think we have more than enough firepower. A lot of people have been talking about this kid, Jay Huff, who we signed on a two-way contract. I've yet to see him play at all. So I can't really, talk about him. I like to see their game do the talking before I can vouch for them or not. But people say he's decent. So we could use another big, and if we have one on a two-way contract, that would be super sick. Super sick, for sure. Lakers roster needs to stay the same. We just need to play defense because they have the players to be number one defensively. That's true, Noah. And the rotations need to sharpen up as well. Can you imagine if we plug in THT at the shooting guard position along with Russ, LeBron, Avery Bradley, or at the three, wherever you want to put them, along with Avery Bradley, and AD, with the small ball lineup? I think his wingspan, his ability to play the passing lane, and his on-ball defense would really help us out. And his size and athleticism on the offensive end. Now in transition, Russell Westbrook going to have plenty of options to hit. That would be nice. People are underestimating THT. This kid is really, really sick. I mean, did you guys not see how he was yamming on people in preseason? And let's not forget Ariza, Ellington, and my favorite bench player that's yet to play yet, Kendrick Nunn. So, man. He said, we should start developing the new players, Dumbuya and Huff. I'd be shocked if they see the court this season, but yeah, that would be really cool. Dan, Joel Ayayi is on the Wizards? Yeah, man, that's not a good pickup. I really don't like his NBA level talent or excuse of it. We still have TA, THT, KN, and WA still out. Exactly. THT, Westbrook, Reaves, Bradley, and LeBron could be on elite small ball defensive unit. I'm telling you guys, man. I think THT will add I'm really looking forward to his play. People didn't believe me when I told him he had star potential. But it doesn't mean it always pans out. Sometimes they turn into role players, sometimes they turn into no players. But I see the same potential I saw in all the other young core Lakers, if not more. Actually, I haven't been this hype about a player like THT since Brandon Ingram, since we drafted him. That's how long it's been since I've been hyped about a young player like that. And obviously Julius Randle and D'Angelo and all these guys. But it's been a while since I've been hyped about a second round pick like THC. And I'm telling you, he has the tools. He really doesn't have much weaknesses. All right. My favorite thing about him is his size. First of all, he's 6'4" with a 7'1" wingspan. He has the biggest size the biggest hands in the NBA, right next to Kawhi Leonard. A lot of people don't know that. He has good defensive instincts, elite slashing ability. He has now added the ability to add a jump shot. At times, he can run point and make excellent passes. He has been clutch in the past and even hit game winners for us. And he's fearless, which is my favorite trait from him. Fearless, Jet Li style fearless. If you plug him in with the current lineup we have, you know how sometimes we get off to slower starts. Plug in THT. He'll make a couple of mistakes here and there, but when the kid is coming down the lane in stride, it's a highlight waiting to happen. And not only the buckets, but I like him for his defensive prowess, his hustle, his heart. He's gotten some great shot blocks from the weak side. He's gotten some steals. I mean, man, if THC comes in how I think he's going to come in, I think the league is in for a big shocker. And their scouting report is going to get about this much bigger because they already have to worry about a lot of our talent. So whether he starts or not, though, I'm looking forward to what he can do for sure. Looking forward to it because I think this is going to be a leap year for him. I really do. It might not be a huge leap year because obviously we have a lot of shooters and scorers in this team, but it's going to be somewhat of I think, especially defensively, you're going to see an improvement. So you can feel Kobe's presence when watching Lakers games. It's a beautiful thing, man. He always got our backs. He left us with the final present. That was Rob Pelinka. That's why we continue to win championships till this day, man. Excellence. He said, Dan, Melo has become the Lakers' new fan favorite. And rightfully so. Rightfully so, man. Preseason, we were talking about Melo. I say he's not given enough credit. People, I remember when they said off seasons, who had the best off season? We weren't even mentioned in the top 5. I was like, wow, the disrespect. Not only did we acquire Russell Westbrook, we get a Hall of Famer like Rondo, a Hall of Famer like Carmelo Anthony, Hall of Famer like Dwight, who should be in the top 75. And we didn't get enough credit, man. They just called us old, made fun of us. So just wait till we infuse that young talent. Guys like Kendrick Nunn, THT, to add to Austin Reaves, to add to this young talent we already have. And you're going to see a nice blend and mix of youth, a jolt of energy on both ends of the floor. I think guys like that will help us defensively too. People forget Kendrick Nunn's a very good defender as well. So I look forward to it, guys. One game at a time. I enjoyed this video this night, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's good to be back. I appreciate y'all for all the donations, likes, subscriptions, and just all the support y'all give the channel, man. Keep it up. Road to 16K and beyond. So I appreciate y'all, man. And I'll see you guys right here Thursday for that pregame. And I'm looking forward to this ass whooping we're going to hand the Thunder. Seriously, the ass whooping is going to be, I think, of astronomical proportions. It's going to be great, man. Looking forward to it, guys. Have a great night. Much love, Laker Nation. Shout out Lakers, improved to 5-3. And let's keep it going. Let's keep it rocking. Peace out.